What's up YouTube? It's Donovan the Smartphone Guy coming back at you with another video, and tonight it is time for my full review of the ZTE Axon 7. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this party started. So first of all, let me go ahead and just say this, that for $400 I think this is a killer phone. There are other phones at this price point. Obviously the OnePlus 3 falls in the same category as a $400 phone, but I do think that this phone definitely fits that price. So I give that a thumbs up. Totally worth the $400 price tag, and I think it could easily be mistaken for more expensive phones like a $600 phone. It even looks a lot like the HTC 10. So let's go ahead and start out with that, the build quality. So the build quality is absolutely amazing, all unibody. I think this, the speaker grills look awesome. And I don't see any reason why anyone would complain except maybe about this area right here, the camera area and the fingerprint sensor. Other than that, I think this thing just looks absolutely stunning. Nice rounded edges. The only complaint, maybe would be that it is slippery. So you definitely want to pick up a case for it because you're probably going to drop this if you don't. So that's just my thought, my personal opinion. In terms of screen quality, absolutely, again, this is a 5.5 inch screen. It is 2K display, and it looks amazing. It's an AMOLED display. It looks absolutely stunning. When you're watching Netflix, when you're playing games, all of it looks great. When you're watching YouTube and watching, my channel, it's going to look amazing. So definitely recommend, checking out all these videos right here. Watch them all like 5 times if you want. It'd be great. So anyways, no, but in terms of watching, anything on this, it's going to be amazing, and that is especially true because of those front-facing speakers. So performance-wise, this thing is very snappy. So actually you can see now that I've jumped into my Nova launcher, so we'll talk about the software. So the software, I gotta say, one of the complaints I have with this is the software. The software for me, here's the stock Android that it comes with. So this is what it looks like as stock. And it's not bad. It doesn't come with much bloatware, but I will say that I definitely prefer a more stock feel personally. Not that this isn't terrible, but I definitely prefer a more stock feel personally. So we'll go into the settings just so you can kind of see what it looks like. So they have this frequently used, so that gives you kind of some of those shortcuts, but then we have the all settings as well. There is the voice print, which is kind of cool because then you can set up your voice to unlock the phone. And then there's this My Voice, which is very similar. In my other review, in my unboxing and first look, I talked about My Voice a little bit, which reminds me a lot of Google Now, where you can give it voice commands to do certain things, which is kind of cool. And then there are some gestures also. We'll take a look at that just real quick. So there's the auto call. When you bring the phone up to your ear, it will answer the phone. There are some screenshots. Double tap to wake is an option. Another one that I have is the shake it to turn on the flashlight. Now one thing I don't like about this in terms of that shake it, so I'll go ahead and do it's like a chop that you do, or even like a shake, but look, it's not doing it. But what you have to do is you get it to the screen, and then maybe it's the shake. There it is. Alright, so you have to do the shake, kind of like a Moto G4 Plus. So it has to be on this screen in order for it to work. So anyways, I'd rather it just, like the Moto G4 Plus, and just, when the phone's completely shut off, it just turns on. Can't do that, but whatever, it works. Performance is very, very snappy. Very snappy phone. I've run games, so, I can show you some examples of running, some games like Madden. Absolutely flies through it. Any app that you throw at this thing is going to run very, very smooth. And you can see how fast that loaded. I haven't actually I did sign in, but I always get signed back out for some reason. Madden, doesn't matter what phone I have. But yeah, so it flies through apps with no problem. And that 4 gigs of RAM, I'll just kind of give you an example here. So I have, you can see, I don't know that I've ever closed an app on this thing. You can just see how many apps I have running, and it will jump right into the last time. So let's go to Fox Sports Go. I don't know that I even actually did anything on that one though. Oh, course it's not going to work. There it goes. Oh, see, I didn't even do anything on that app. So let's try a different one. Like, well, YouTube Studio. There we go. So, yeah, it opened up right where I left off. So let's go back to Ampere. Now that one's one that has to remeasure every time, so that was probably a bad example. Let's jump into... I didn't actually play NBA Jam, so can't really do that. Go into Spotify and see if it opens right up to the song I was last using. Okay, so it does. So yeah, that's awesome. So performance is absolutely amazing. Now the cameras are a part that I would maybe say if there's a weak spot on this phone, I would definitely say cameras. Oh, there's a selfie camera, so let's go ahead and take a quick selfie. It is a wide angle camera, which is kind of nice. The selfie camera is wide angle. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Let's see, jump back into it right here. So that's a night shot. It's pretty dark in this room, and it did a pretty decent shot of my nose. You're welcome for that. All right, so let's get rid of that selfie cam, turn that around, and let's do a night shot of something here. Maybe kind of a darker one. And so you see it enabled HDR, which in that case, probably would. But with HDR and night mode, I noticed that it kind of relies on those two pretty heavily in lower lit situations. It seems like it's kind of always jumping automatically to HDR and night mode. So I don't know if that's a software issue. I'm sure it probably is. But that's one thing that I'd say about the cameras. In good lighting, it takes awesome pictures. I mean, the camera is fantastic. And there are the manual modes as well. I'm not a photographer, so I don't really use manual modes much. I tend to rely on the auto exposure and things like that. So the camera is not bad. It's not a bad camera at all by any means, but in low light it tends to favor those two things almost immediately, which isn't a terrible thing. Speakers, this is definitely a spot where this phone absolutely shines. So the speakers definitely are amazing. Let's go ahead and just give it a quick listen just because, we can. And so yeah, the front-facing speakers are absolutely amazing. I said in my original review that they were only okay. I take it back. I think these front-facing speakers are awesome and probably the best front-facing speakers I've heard on a phone up to this point. So let's go ahead and take a listen. Alright, let's get rid of that. Alright, so anyways, you get the picture. The output from these speakers is definitely probably the best. In terms of actual loudness of the speakers, I think the Moto X Pure might still be a little bit louder, but in terms of the clarity, I think these are definitely some of the best speakers you've ever heard in a phone. Battery life is another area where I'd say this phone is only okay. So let's go ahead and take a look. I've already charged it a little bit tonight, but generally I'm getting about 4 hours of screen on time, just to kind of give you an idea. So I usually wake up around 7:30, and for this phone I'm an extremely heavy user. Like if you come into I always have my location turned on, I always have Bluetooth turned on, I always have my Wi-Fi turned on, so I'm a bit of a heavy user for sure. So with that being said, oh, I just got Google Now activated. With that being said, battery life is decent. It's definitely not the best battery life I've ever had on a phone. It probably runs right up with all the other 2016 phones, the S7 Edge, the S7, a little bit better than the G5, about the same as the OnePlus 3, kind of right in that same ballpark of about 4 hours of screen on time. So it definitely is competitive with the other phones. This has a little bit bigger 3250 milliamp hours, but it's also running a 2K display at 5.5 inches. So it's got a lot of display to push with those 3250 milliamp hours. So about 4 hours of screen on time is what you're going to get. In terms of connectivity, this phone will run all four of the major carriers. So You can actually put in 2 SIMs in the SIM tray, or you can put a micro SD. So one of them, sorry, I'm pointing to the wrong side, so that's over here. So there are 2 SIM slots, but one of them you can put a micro SD card if you want to expand your memory, your onboard storage, I mean. Fingerprint scanner definitely is good. I mean, I'd say 9.5 times out of 10 it works the first try. So it's very fast. But yeah, once in a while I'll get the occasional miss, but pretty rare, and it's very fast. So you can see it's right up there with all the other the best fingerprint sensors. So and you know, in terms of the rear facing, I kind of prefer it down here. I got used to my G4 Plus, and I kind of like that. But you know, the back isn't bad as well. So if you're used to the back, you're gonna love this one. It works very, very well. I do want to say one thing that I will complain about, and I've heard other people complain about this as well, is these capacitive buttons. So you can swap them. So if you're used to Samsung, you can swap them. If you're used to stock, you can swap them. The issue is they don't light up at night. So if this were a completely dark room, these are impossible to see, honestly, and they're so close to the home button. The only way really that you can tell where they are is by looking here. So okay, there's my Messenger, right below it is my back button. Here's my Chrome app, right below it is my recent apps button. So but at night you're gonna have a hard time finding those capacitive buttons. So that would be one complaint. In terms of the extras that are included for that $400, I think it's awesome that ZTE included that little case. It's not the greatest case in the world. It's a flimsy TPU case that they include. They also include a screen protector. They include the Qualcomm 3.0 quick charger, which is awesome. So that is fantastic. And I will mention, one of my subscribers mentioned to me that if you order this phone through Newegg, now you're not going to get it until middle of September. However, they're including a $100 pair of Beats for free with the phone. So you pay the $400, you get the phone, you get everything that comes in the box, but you also get a $100 pair of Beats headphones if you pre-order it with Newegg. So that's kind of a cool option that you have as well if you can wait until the middle of September to order this, which right now it kind of looks like that's the case anyways, because if you were to go to Amazon and try to order this phone, I'm pretty sure it says, like, let's see, let's go ZTE Axon 7. So I pre-ordered mine and got mine, I think, the day after release. Yeah, so it says right now that it's going to usually ship in 3 to 5 days. So I purchased it on July 22nd during the pre-order time. But yeah, right now it's saying right here 3 to 5 weeks. So you're going to have to wait about that much time anyway. So if you go it through Newegg, you're going to get that $100 pair of Beats with it. So that's awesome. So the ZTE Axon 7 conclusion for $400, this is a lot of phone. Now, would I pick this phone over the OnePlus 3? If I'm a GSM customer, which I am, I think I still prefer the OnePlus 3. That's just my opinion. I know that's probably not going to be popular. I might get some thumbs downs for it, but whatever. The OnePlus 3 is just, it's a more stock feel phone, and I like that about it. Where this phone, you know, it's still quite stock, but just not quite stock enough for me. This is Nova Launcher, so I kind of turned it into stock a little bit more myself personally. But I still think I prefer just kind of the things that the OnePlus 3 brings. Now, these front-facing speakers definitely are a plus over the OnePlus 3. So, but if I'm a CDMA customer, if I'm Verizon, if I'm Sprint, for $400, I'm not even thinking about any of the newer phones that are coming out. And I think, you know, you might as well just get this phone because it's everything you would need in a phone, and it's only $400. I mean, it's fantastic. So, is it a buy? Absolutely, 100%. I say go out and buy the ZTE Axon 7 as soon as it comes available because this is a fantastic phone. Now, if you're a GSM customer, go out and buy the OnePlus 3 because I think that I know you guys aren't gonna like this, but I think it might be a little bit better. I don't know. It's just me, maybe. I miss that phone a lot. But anyways, the ZTE Axon 7 is a go. Go out and purchase it for $400. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave those in the comments. I went over a lot. I might have missed some things, obviously. But anyways, this is a long video, so I'm going to say peace. Thanks for watching.